everyone! Today's video is all about dupes. Some are going to be very popular, common knowledge ones that are all over YouTube, and some are going to be ones that I actually haven't heard yet. These are my personal opinion. These are just based off of things that I've found with products that I have used. So I'm going to get started because I kind of have a lot, which is good. First, I'm going to start with mascaras. I don't own a lot of department store mascaras, and that is because I feel like I can find the same thing, if not better, at a drugstore. So I don't choose to spend the money. I feel like I can spend it somewhere else. But I did get suckered into the MAC Opulash mascara. If you watched my mascara review, which is the video posted before this, I'll put a link in the description. If you watched that video, you saw how much I dislike this mascara. It's wretched. It pulls my eyelashes out. I don't like it. Now, the Revlon Grow Luscious was not in there because I hadn't opened it yet since then, and I have used it and I love it. This formula is supposed to help your lashes to grow fuller, thicker, longer lashes. I say these are the same as in the brush. Now, I'm going to show you this, and it is hilarious how similar these brushes are. Look at that. If you could not see the handles, I pretty much guarantee you would not be able to tell me which of these was which. I wouldn't be able to tell me which one of these is which. Next thing I'm going to talk about is eyeliners. I have three. These are the three that I use the most. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 liner. This is the MAC Kohl Power Eye Pencil. And those are the two department store ones. The Kohl Power Eye Pencil in Feline by MAC is not a part of their permanent collection. It's not always available, but they do re-release it. They re-promote it with lines. It's pretty much available at least once a year. Now, people say it smudges, it smears, it runs. For me, I do not have that problem. This is the absolute best eyeliner I have ever used. Personally, some people, it's one of those, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. A more popular favorite is the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Zero. Now, a drugstore alternative is the Revlon Color Stay. These two are pencils. This one is a twist. It's still, it's still a pencil, but it twists out. It's got a little, sharpener here at the end, which I think is cute. This is an excellent alternative, absolutely. The great thing about this is 9 times out of 10, if you buy a Revlon eyeshadow quad, they have these pencils for free included in it. Even if you're not buying the eyeshadow, the pencil is still like $6. So, and the staying power is the same, if not better, than either of those two department store eyeliners. Next thing I'm going to talk about is brow gels. This is the Anastasia brow gel, and this is Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara. Same thing. The Anastasia as a line is very expensive. This is a full-size sample. I don't know for sure what the exact price of this full-size is. Whatever it is, it's too much. This is $5. This, who knows. It's clear gel. That's all it is. You just put your brow pencil, powder, eyeshadow, whatever you're using to fill in your brows, and you sweep this over top of it. Set your brows, and it generally will keep your product from smudging and smearing and running down your face. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is primers. Primers and bases. The difference between a primer and a base is a primer is used to prevent your eyeshadow from creasing and to make your eyeshadow appear brighter, appear more vivid. A base is also to make your eyeshadow appear more vivid. It is not always, however, something that's going to prevent creasing. Primers that prevent creasing are ones like Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. It's available in a bunch of colors. This is just the original. Good drugstore dupe for this is the e.l.f. Eye Primer. I've actually heard from a friend of mine that if you have sensitive eyes like she does, the Urban Decay Primer Potion and the Too Faced Shadow Insurance can actually irritate sensitive lids, and the e.l.f. Eye Primer doesn't, and the price difference is huge. This is $16 or $18, whereas the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer is $1. Now, as far as bases go, you can have a base that acts like a primer, like a MAC paint pot. They have these in flesh tones. This one has a little bit of shimmer. It's a champagne-y color. This is Bare Steady. I believe paint pots are about $18 or $19. They're definitely worth it. are worth every penny. They will last you forever and do prevent your eyeshadow from creasing. You just have to apply a thin layer and you're going to be good to go. With a base such as the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils, which are a great base. The one in Milk is my personal favorite. You need to use these in conjunction with an eyeshadow primer. Something like the Urban Decay Primer Potion or a MAC Paint Pot or the e.l.f. Eye Primer. You have to use a primer underneath of these. And you have to shear these out. If you just apply this, just draw it on, leave it, it's going to crease. If you apply this over top of the base and you use your finger or a brush to shear it out, I don't have a problem with them creasing on me. And they help make your eyeshadow appear more vivid. A dupe for the MAC Paint Pot. This is the Revlon Beyond Natural Creams Powder Eyeshadow. The name of this particular quad is Spice. This one in the top corner right here, I feel like is a really good dupe. And, you know, like I said, the paint pots are absolutely worth it. They will last forever. You know, if you don't want to spend that much, this is like $6 and you get 4 shadows and, you know, a variety of colors. So it's up to you, but they're both great products. Another primer that I want to talk about that people compare a lot, they compare the L'Oreal Studio Secrets Face Primer. It's called the Magic Perfecting Base. A lot of people on YouTube are comparing that to the Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel. I had seen a couple of videos of people comparing these, so I got both of them. I have used them for quite some time interchangeably. The differences between these are namely price. This is about $5, $6. This is about $10 to $12. This, like I said, this does work really well. This just works a little bit better. It does fill in your lines really well. It fills in your fine lines, your wrinkles. It also helps your makeup stay through heat. If you live somewhere with a humid, hot environment, we were in Florida in the ending of April, beginning of May, and that's where I really tested these. And when it comes to using them in heat, they do not work interchangeably. This one, I can use this on a hot, muggy day, and at the end of the day, we were at Disney World, and I still had foundation on at the end of the day, versus with this one, I did not. So, not exactly interchangeable there. But if you're just going out for the night and you just want your foundation to apply a little more smoothly, just use this. It's going to work just the same. The next dupe I'm going to talk about are gel liners. I have 3. A MAC Fluid Line. This is the purple one. It's called Macro Violet, and I also have the Stila Smudge Pot. This is, again, a full-size sample. The drugstore dupes for this, Maybelline has a gel liner. They've heard it's pretty good. The one that I have is by Coastal Scents, and it's about $6. At first, I loved it. At first, I wouldn't have traded it for anything, but it has dried out like crazy. I've had it for about a year, so I don't, I want to say, oh, well, what can I expect? Well, I've also had the MAC and the Stila one for the same amount of time, and they are nowhere near as dried out as the Coastal Scents one is. And at first I could definitely use them interchangeably, and now I definitely see a big difference. So now I'm going to do eyeshadows. My favorite, absolute favorite brow highlight is Mylar by MAC. This isn't picking it up very well, but it's a satin, so it's not completely flat and chalky. A great dupe for this is the Revlon Matte. This is in Vintage Lace. This is our next to identical colors. Another from the Revlon Matte is Pink Innocence. Is a very good dupe for MAC's Yogurt. I wish you could see them. Can't really see them very well, but they're very, very similar. Great dupe for MAC's Gesso, which is just a flat white, is NYX White. And what makes these so great, NYX eyeshadows, NYX, NYX, depending on who's saying it, they're like at the most $5 versus $14 for a MAC eyeshadow. So MAC does have some great stuff, and I do own quite a bit of MAC eyeshadows, but there are a lot that I don't. Like Carbon by MAC I don't own. I will never own because there's no point to it. Mine's chipped a little because I had it for so long. This is the NYX Black, and it is an absolute perfect dupe for Carbon. I don't know why everybody makes a big deal about having Carbon. I know it's hard to find a good true black, My last MAC eyeshadow dupe is Soft Brown, which is another staple. It's great. And the dupe for this I have found this is by e.l.f. This is their, came out in the holiday collection. This is the Beauty Encyclopedia Eyes. This is the neutral one. And the dupe for it is in the center, right here. This one is pretty much identical. It's a matte color, just like this. It's a great color. Oh, and I forgot to grab it. Steela's Kitten is another one that I have, and a very similar dupe for it is in this CoverGirl trio. This is the Shimmering Sands trio, and this highlight right here is nearly identical. My next dupe is for the NARS Laguna Bronzer. This is mine. I love it. I've hit pan. It's sad. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. Now, what I'm going to show does come separate from this. Right here, this right here, it is e.l.f.'s version of Laguna Bronzer. It's a very similar color. This, actually, their blush is pretty much an exact dupe for NARS's Orgasm blush, which I had and returned to Sephora because Laguna, I feel, is worth the purchase. This is a very convincing dupe, and you can buy these two as a duo. I think is like $3. Laguna I felt was worth keeping, and Orgasm I didn't really feel like it was unique enough to warrant keeping it because it is expensive. It's $26. Now I'm willing to pay that for my bronzer. We're gonna move on to lips. These ones aren't exactly, but they're very similar. First, I have the MAC Viva Glam Gaga. Now, this isn't a super original. It's a gorgeous bubblegum pink color, which is obviously, like I'm going to show you now, pretty easy to find. This is by Revlon, and this is Revlon Matte in Pink Pout. They're very similar, not identical. In the package, this looks a little brighter than this one, but they're very identical. Now, the Viva Glam Gaga, I still would highly recommend because with all the Viva Glam lipsticks, 100% of the proceeds to AIDS research. And last but not least, this is MAC. This is a MAC lipstick in Semi-Annual. It is my absolute favorite lipstick right now. It's a luster, which is my favorite. The Viva Glam Gaga is actually also luster, which is my favorite finish. They're sheer, but they're pigmented. An excellent dupe for that is Revlon's Nude Attitude. This is also from the Revlon Matte. Now the difference is this is a little, since it's a luster, it's a little sheerer. It has a little bit of shimmer to it. This is more matte, and you're going to want to probably use a lip gloss over top of it, but if you just put even a clear lip gloss over top, it's going to be identical to this one. So, I mean, you can see they're really similar. The Revlon Matte line is pretty much my favorite drugstore lipstick. Alright, so that's all I've got. That's all I've got. Huh? I have a 31-minute long video that I now have to edit down to less than 15 minutes. So, fingers crossed, wish me luck. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you very soon. Bye!